Okay, the math lesson for today, it's going to be lesson 9.7. So I want you to take your Go Math book, please, and open it to page 395. Okay, page 395, lesson 9.7. Okay, here's a page number. Okay, we are going to still be using the same process that we've been using since the previous couple of lessons in this book, which is to find a pattern. Okay, first thing we need to do is a pattern, creating a table, and then we need to find the relationship between the numbers. That means what can I do to the top number to get the bottom number, and so on. Okay, but this time we are going to also combine order pairs, which is to make a pair of numbers, okay, using the numbers from the table. And we are going to also plot, use the order pairs to plot points, okay, and create a line graph. Okay, so this lesson will be a mixture of what we have been learning in chapter 9 in our math book. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started by reading the problem. Sasha is making hot cocoa for a party. For each mug of cocoa, he uses 3 tablespoons of cocoa mix and 6 fluid ounces of hot water. Okay, so 3 and 6. If Sasha uses an entire 18 tablespoon container of cocoa mix, how many fluid ounces of water will he use? So that means that he's gonna use the entire cocoa mix. Okay, how many ounces of water does he need to be able to use everything? Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look inside this purple box and answer the questions. Okay, first question: how many tablespoons of cocoa mix does Sasha add for each mug of cocoa? So that would be the first number that we circle, which is 3 tablespoons. Okay, so I want you to write 3, and we're going to abbreviate the word tablespoons by writing T B S P, which is the meaning of tablespoon. Okay, I think I need to change the color of my pencil because it's kind of hard to read it. Okay, now second question: how many fluid ounces of water does Sasha add for each mug of cocoa? She adds 6 fluid ounces of hot water. Okay, so that will be our answer, 6, and we're going to abbreviate fluid by writing FL and ounces OZ. Okay, that's the proper way to abbreviate fluid ounces. Okay, so as I write in my book, please make sure that you are following along the lesson and writing the information in your own book, please. Okay, now step number 1. So let's go ahead and take a look at step number 1. Okay, step number 1. Use the 2 given rules in the problem to generate the first 4 terms for the number of tablespoons of cocoa mix and the number of fluid ounces of water. Okay, maybe you're thinking, but what are the 2 given rules? Okay, in the problem. So let's go ahead and read the problem again. If Sasha uses an entire 18 tablespoon container of cocoa, how many fluid ounces of water will he use? So that number 18 is already here. That's the last number, okay? Because the cocoa mix, okay, has 18 tablespoons in it, okay? Now, what are the rules? So it's right here. Okay, for each mug of cocoa, he uses 3 tablespoons of cocoa mix and 6 fluid ounces of hot water. Okay, so that means when Sasha is making cocoa, the first mug will have 3 tablespoons of cocoa mix and 6 fluid ounces of water. Okay, for the second mug, how many tablespoons does she need? Okay, and how many fluid ounces? So what will happen to this number if I adding one more to this? Okay, 2 mugs. So for 1 mug, she needs 3 and 6. What about 2? Okay, For 2 mugs, she will need 6 fluid ounces and 12. Okay? So what's happening here? If we add one more mug right here, what is going to happen with the cocoa mix is that we are going to add 3 fluid ounces of cocoa mix, and we are going to also add 3 tablespoons of cocoa mix and 6 fluid ounces of water. Okay, so every single time Sasha makes another mug of cocoa, hot cocoa, she needs 3 more tablespoons and 6 more fluid ounces of water. Okay, so the rule for the cocoa mix is to add 3. So 3 plus 3 equals 6. What is 6 plus 3? 6 plus 3 equals 9. What is 9 plus 3? 9 plus 3 equals 12. Okay, and I'm going to stop right here because we need to find what number goes right here on the top, and we are also going to find what number goes right here in this box by using the rule. Okay, so again, let's go back. Okay, 1 mug of cocoa needs 6 fluid ounces of hot water. 2 mugs of cocoa needs 12 fluid ounces of hot water. So every time we make 1 more mug of cocoa, we need to add 6 fluid ounces of water. Okay, so 6 plus 6 equals 12. 12 plus 6 equals 18. 18 plus 6 equals 24. Okay, and I'm going to stop right here because I cannot add, well, I could add 24 plus 6 to equal this number, but I don't have a 5 right here. That would be if a 5 would be right here on the top. But since I don't have it, I need to find that number. So this is where I am going to stop, okay, and think of a rule. Okay, what can I do to the number of mugs, which of course is not part of my table, but I can add that section. Okay, what can I do to the number of mugs to get the number of tablespoons of cocoa mix? What number times 1 equals 3? What number times 2 equals 6? What number times 3 equals 9? What number times 4 equals 12? Okay, do you know what number that is? It's 3, right? 1 times 3 equals 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. 3 times 9 equals, 3 times 3 equals 9. 4 times 3 equals 12. Okay, so I am multiplying the number of mugs by the number of tablespoons. Okay, so the number of mugs times 3 equals the number of tablespoons. So what number, okay, times 3 would be 18? Okay, what number times 3 would be 18? So that answer would be 6. So I'm going to write it right there inside the circle. Okay, so the number of mugs times 3 equals how many tablespoons of cocoa mix the mug needs. Okay, so that is one rule. Now, to find the other number, I need to think. The number of tablespoons times a number equals the number of fluid ounces of water. So think about this. 3 times what number equals 6? 6 times what number is 12? 9 times what number is 18? 12 times what number is 24? Okay, did you find that number? What's that number? That number is 2, right? So I am going to apply that rule and I'm going to multiply the number of tablespoons of cocoa mix times 2 to find the missing number. So 18 times 2. So I know that 8 times 2 equals 16. I bring the 6 down, carry the 1 over. 1 times 2 equals 2 plus 1 equals 3. So the answer would be 36. Okay, now that the table is completed, I can start making my order pairs. For my order pairs, I don't need to use the number of mugs. So I'm going to cross them out because I don't want to get confused. Okay, for the order pairs, I'm going to take the top number and write it, okay, for the first number, and then the second number, the bottom number for the second number. So 3 and 6 are already here. 3 and 6. Okay, so I'm going to open a parenthesis. I'm going to use the second set of ordered pairs, 6, 12. Okay, and then I'm going to close the parenthesis, open another one again. I'm going to use 9, 18. 9, comma 18. Okay, I'm going to close my parenthesis, open another one. I'm going to use the other one, which is 12, 24. Okay, 12, 24. Okay, 12 and 24. All right, and I don't have another line for the other ordered pair, so I'm just going to draw the line right here. And I'm going to write 18, comma 36. Okay, so that's step number 2. Write the number pairs as ordered pairs, relating the number of tablespoons of cocoa mix to the number of fluid ounces. Okay, that would be the second number. Okay, all right. Step number 3. Graph and label the ordered pairs, then write a rule to describe how the number pairs are related. Okay, so let's do the first thing. Okay, let's first do the first thing. All right, 3 and 6. So remember that the first number is my x-axis and the second number is my y-axis. So that means that I need to walk 3 steps to the right and then 6 steps up. Okay, so I just find the 3. I don't have to walk 3 steps. I just find the 3 because these numbers are going by 3s and these numbers on the y-axis are also going by 3s. Okay, so the 3 is right here and then the 6. I'm going to plot a point right there, okay, and then I'm going to label it, okay, using the order pair. So I'm going to write 3, comma 6, okay. Then I'm going to move on to the second order pair, 6, 12. So I find 6 on the x-axis, and then I go up to 12 on the y-axis. I plot a point right there, and then I'm going to label it by using the order pairs, which are 6, comma 12. Okay, 6, comma 12. All right, then the third one would be 9, 18. So I'm going to walk where the 9 is on the x-axis, and then I'm going to walk up to 18 on the y-axis, and I'm going to plot a point, and then I'm going to label it with the order pairs, 9, comma 18. Okay, then 12 and 24, 12 on the x-axis, 24 on the y-axis. Okay, I'm going to plot a point right there. Then I'm going to label it using the order pairs, 12, 24. Okay, and the last one, 18, 36. So 18 on the x-axis and 36 on the y-axis. Okay, which is this, okay, line right here. And then I'm going to use the order pair to label that point, 1836. Okay, and then I am going to connect my points with a line, okay, with line segments. So from the 0, I'm going to connect it with the first one, and then I'm going to move up again, and then I'm going to connect this one with this one with this one, and okay, the last one. All right, so that is the first, okay, for step number 3, the first step. Okay, and then this bullet says, what rule can you write that relates the amount of cocoa mix to water? So that means, what did we do to the number of cocoa mix to get the number of water? Okay, here is the rule. We multiplied the number of mix by 2. Okay, so that is what I am going to write. Okay, multiply the number, okay, multiply the number of Okay, and I'm gonna abbreviate tablespoons. Okay, tablespoons by 2. Okay, so at the end, answering the question that the problem is asking, Sasha will use, okay, how many fluid ounces of water for the entire container of cocoa mix? 36 fluid ounces of water, okay, if he uses the entire container of cocoa mix. All right? Okay? Next. Write the final number pair as an ordered pair, then graph and label it starting at the origin. Connect the points with straight line segments. What do the connected points form? Okay, so right here, okay, if you look at the lines, okay, what do these lines form? Okay, what do these lines form? They form a straight line, right? Okay, so the connected points form a line. Okay, so that is what I want you to write on this part. Okay, the connected points form a line. Okay, right? And then explain why this is formed. Okay, so if we look at the y-axis, okay, which is this one, okay, we can say that the y-coordinate is always 2 times as great as the x-coordinate. Okay, so 6 times 2 equals 3, 12, 3 times 2 equals 6, 6 times 2 equals 12, 9 times 2 equals 18, 12 times 2 equals 24, 18 times 2 equals 36. Okay, so the y-axis is always 2 times greater than the x-axis. Okay, that is our explanation. The y-axis is 2 times greater than the x-axis. Okay, so the points will always increase by the same amount. Okay, feel free to pause the video right now so that you can copy this, okay, answer on these lines right here. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So that's page 395. Let's go ahead and work on page 396 now. That's another example. John is customizing an audio sound system. He needs to buy 3.5 feet of cable wire, but it is sold in inches. He knows there are 12 inches in 1 foot. How many inches of wire will he need? Okay, so we're going to use the number of inches and the number, okay, in 1 foot to create a table. Okay, so the first line represents feet and the second line represents inches. In 1 foot, you have 12 inches. How many inches are in 2 feet? How many inches are in 3 feet? How many inches are in 4 feet? Okay, so the rule will be to find the number to multiply by the number, okay, the number on the top, which is feet, to get the number of inches. Okay, so we can use this pair of numbers to think what number times 1 equals 12. The only number times 1 that equals 12 is 12, of course. So the rule would be to multiply the number of feet by 12. Okay, so let's apply that rule to this number. What is 2 times 12? 24. What is 3 times 12? 36. What is 4 times 12? 48. Okay, 48. Right, now we already completed our table. Now, step number 1 would be to make order pairs. Okay, so again, The number of feet is the first number and the inches is our second number. Okay, so 1 comma 12 for the first order pair, 2 comma 24 for the second pair, 3 comma 36, and 4 comma 48 would be our last order pair. Okay, step number 2, graph the order pairs, connect the points from the origin with straight line segments. Okay, so I'm going to get my first order pair and I'm going to graph my points. So, okay, it's very important that before starting to graph your order pairs, look at the numbers that you have on the x-axis and look at the numbers that you have on the y-axis. Okay, so the first line represents 1/2, and then 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5. Okay, so and these numbers right here on the y-axis are going by 6. Okay, so 1 and 12. So I'm going to find 1 on my x-axis. It's right here, and then 12. Okay, and then I'm going to plot a point. In this case, we don't have to label our points. We're just plotting our points. Okay, number 2 and 24. So I'm going to find 2 on my x-axis and 24 on the y-axis and plot a point. Okay, and then 336. So 3 is right here, and then I'm going to move up all the way to where 36 is at, and it's right there. And the last one would be 448. So I'm going to find 4 on the x-axis, stop right there, and then I'm going to move up to where 48 is at, and it's right here, and then I'm going to plot a point. Okay, graph the order pair. So we did that already. And then connect the points from the origin with straight line segments. So that means that from the 0, I'm going to make line segments to connect my points. Okay, so I'm going to make line segments. Nope. Okay, that's a very ugly color that I picked. Okay, so let me change it to this one's fine. Okay, so with line segments from the origin, I'm going to connect my points. Okay, make sure that you try to, make your lines straighter than mine. Of course, it's very hard to do this with a mouse instead of a pencil, but that is something that you might end up having. Okay, all right, so that is that. Now we're gonna use this line graph to find our answer. Remember that our answer is how many inches of wire will he need? Okay, so how many inches of wire will he need? Okay, so to find the answer, we're going to follow step number 3. Step number 3, use the graph to find the number of inches in 3.5 feet. Okay, how many inches are in 3.5 feet? Okay, so think 3.5 is between the whole numbers and So 3.5 is between the number 3 and 4, of course, because 3.5 is right in the middle of these numbers. Okay, locate 3.5 on the x-axis. Okay, so 3.5, it's right here. Okay, right? Step number 4, draw a vertical line from 3.5 on the x-axis to the line that connects the order pairs. So with my pencil, I'm going to start drawing a line from 3.5 until I touch the line segment. Okay, and then I'm gonna stop right here. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, and then let me move my book up right there. Okay, to find how many inches equal 3.5 feet, draw a horizontal line from that point left to the y-axis. So where I stopped, I'm going to continue drawing one line horizontally until I touch the y-axis. Okay, What is the order pair for the point? Okay, so what would the order pair for this point be? Okay, again, the first number from my order pair would be the number on the x-axis, which I use 3 and 1/2. Okay, so 3 and 1/2, comma, and the second number would be the number on the y-axis. So the number on the y-axis, okay, that I found by creating or by drawing a horizontal line that touches the y-axis is 42. Okay, 42. All right, so John needs to buy 42 inches of cable wire. Okay, because the number on the bottom represents the number of feet and the number on the y-axis represents the number of inches. So we just found how many inches are in 3 and 1/2 feet of wire by using our line plot. Okay, our line segments right here, the order pairs and everything else. All right, okay, moving on to the next page. All right, this is where the fun starts. Graph and label the related number pairs as order pairs. Then complete and use a rule to find the unknown term. Okay, so let me make my page bigger. Okay, so this is the rule that we need to follow. Multiply the number of tablespoons by to find its weight in ounces. Okay, so the number of tablespoons are the stop numbers, and the number of the weight in ounces are in this second line. Okay, think about this. What number times 1 equals 2? What number times 2 equals 4? What number times 3 equals 6? What number times 4 equals 8? What is that number? Okay, 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 times 3 equals 6, and so on. So we need to multiply the number of tablespoons by 2 to find its weight in ounces. So what is 5 times 2? 5 times 2 equals 10. Okay, and then we need to plot our points. Okay, we don't have to draw or write order pairs. We already know that the relationship of the order pairs would be to take the number of tablespoons and relate it to the number of ounces, okay, to its weight. So 1, 2. Okay, so the top number will always be the number that starts on the bottom, and the second number would be the numbers that are on the bottom line. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, so I find 1, okay, on the x-axis, and then I move up where 2 is. I plot a point. Then I'm going to go to the second one, which is 2, 4. So 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8, 5, 10. Okay, 5, 10. And then, starting from the origin, remember that the origin is the 0. I'm going to use line segments to connect, okay, my points. All right? Don't forget to label your, okay, we forgot to label our points. So let's go ahead and label them. Okay, so the first point equals, or its label is 1, 2. The second point is 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8, and the last one is 5, 10. Okay, and that's it. That is the whole process that we're going to do, okay, in this lesson. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, number 2, multiply the number of hours by to find the distance in miles. Okay, so what number times 1 equals 3, what number times 2 equals 6, what number times 3 equals 9, what number times 4 equals 8. What number times 4 equals this number. Okay, so 1 times 3 equals 3, 2 times 3 equals 6, 3 times 3 equals 9. What's 4 times 3? Okay, don't forget to write 3 right here. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, and then the next step would be to take the number on the top, find it on the x-axis, and the numbers on the bottom, find them on the y-axis, and plot the points. Don't forget to label the points. Okay, so the first point would be 1. Oops, sorry. No. That's not where it goes. Okay, 1. And then we move up to 3. Okay, and then we label it 1, comma 3. Okay, and then we're going to go to 2 and find 6, which is right here on the top. Okay, and then label 2, comma 6. And then 3, find 3 on the x-axis, comma 9, which is this one right here. Don't forget to label it 3, comma 9. Okay, and then 4, comma 12, which is right here, the very last line. Okay, don't forget to label it 4, comma 12. Okay, and then the last step would be to connect these points with a line segment. Okay, so starting on the origin, I'm going to make a straight line to the first point, and then connect the first point with the second point, then the second point with the third point, and the third point to a last one. Okay, make sure that your lines are straight. All right, you can use a ruler. If you have a ruler, you can use a ruler to make your lines, okay, straight. All right, so I'm going to let you finish the lesson, okay, by yourselves. Okay, your homework would be lesson, okay, 9.7, which is on page 195 and 196. Okay, feel free to send me a message if you have any questions. Okay, before I let you go, let's go ahead and look at your homework. Okay, in case you can have any questions. So let's just go ahead and take those questions away right now so that you can do your work, okay, without any problems. Okay, so we are working on chapter 9. So let me find chapter 9. Chapter 9, lesson 9.7. Oops, it's the last lesson of the chapter. So I guess there's a test coming soon. Okay, all right. Graph and analyze relationships. Okay, graph and label the related number pairs as ordered pairs, then complete and use a rule to find the unknown term, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing that we were doing right now. Okay, so this is number 1 is, you can take it as an example because it's already done for you. Okay, multiply the number of yards by 3 to find the number of feet. 1 times 3 equals 3, 2 times 3 equals 6, 3 times 3 equals 9, 4 times 3 would be 12, which is this number right here. Okay, and then the next step would be to take those numbers, create ordered pairs. Again, you don't need to write the ordered pairs, but if it's easier for you to write them, go ahead and take that extra step. Okay, so 1, 3, it's right here. Don't forget to label your ordered pairs. 2, 6, it's right here. Don't forget to label your points, 3, 9, it's right here. Label it. 4, 12 is right here. Label it. Last step, from the origin. Again, you can use a ruler for this. Create line segments and connect each point with a line segment. Okay, so again, number 1, you can use it as an example. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at number 2, which is the one that we have to actually finish. Okay, multiply the number of quarts by to find the number of cups that measure the same amount. So 1 quart has 4 cups. 2 has 8 cups, 3 has 12 cups, 4 has 16 cups. So what number are we using to multiply the number of quarts to find the number of cups? What number times 1 equals 4? What number times 2 equals 8? What number times 3 equals 12? And so on. Okay, when you find that number, write it right here for number 2 and apply that rule to 5 to find what number goes here. Okay, when you finish your table, remember that the numbers on the top will tell you how you need to walk on the x-axis, which is this bottom line right here, and these numbers on the second line will tell you how you need to move up on the y-axis. Okay, so 1, 4 would be this one right here. Okay, so plot a point right here and label it with the order pair 1, 4. Okay, do the same thing with the second order pair, same thing with this one, same thing with this one, same thing with the last one. When you finish, connect all of them with line segments. Again, you can use a ruler. Okay, you can use a ruler to find that, to make your lines straight. Okay, and then number 3. How can you use a graph for exercise 2 to find how many cups are 9 quarts? Okay, so for that one, to find the answer to that one, how many cups are in 9 quarts? Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is locate 9. So 9 is right here, all right? And then we are going to draw a line going up until it touches, okay, the line segment. And then we're going to move our pencil going to the left to find what number equals 9 quarts. Okay, so this question number 3 is the same as this example right here. Oops. I went all the way up to the lesson. Okay, to the beginning of the lesson, sorry. Moving up. This one right here. Okay, where we found how many inches are in 3½ feet. So you can go back to this part of the lesson to try to explain how you can use, okay, your order pairs and your graph to find the answer to this. So this is on your own words. Explain how you can use a graph for exercise 2 to find how many cups are in 9 quarts. Okay, so what you basically have to write here is that you need to write, I can draw a line from the x-axis started at 9. I can draw a line going up to touch the line segment. When that happens, I can move my pencil and draw a horizontal line to the y-axis to find how many cups are in 9 quarts. Okay, and of course you need to tell me how many cups are in 9 quarts. Okay, which is number 4. You're gonna write the answer right here for number 4. Okay, don't forget to also go over the next page, 196. Okay, and send me a message if you have any questions. Don't forget to turn your work in, please, when you finish. All right, okay, so I'm gonna stop talking, let you work, and see you on the next video.